Every year brings blockbuster games that dominate conversation in the run-up to their release. Ghost of Yotei, however, is shaping its discussion differently. It's a game that I'm desperately looking forward to, and with the release date right around the corner, I can't wait to finally go hands-on with it on PS5. Before we continue, please note that all information and footage in this video comes from official sources. Watching Sucker Punch Productions' deep dive presentation, it's clear the studio are establishing Ghost of Yotei as more than just another open world adventure, pockmarked by skirmishes and winding narratives. They're reaching for something rare in open world design, a stylized sense of mood delivered through artistry and cinematic appreciation. Yotei's mist-strewn hilltops evoke Kurosawa's signature stillness, while deliberately claustrophobic combat recalls the brutality of 13 Assassins. Even the experimental fusion of celebrated anime director Shinichiro Watanabe hints at a title aiming high. Ghost of Yotei isn't just positioning itself as one of the biggest games this year, but as a boundary-pushing open-world experience. What makes this sequel so compelling isn't its mechanics and systems, though exploration, combat, and narrative each show ambition. In Ghost of Yotei, just as every fallen leaf drifts gently on the breeze, a palpable cinematic mood imbues every single detail here. Feet part blankets of fallen cherry blossoms aside, revealing paths that lead to puzzles, whilst murmuration clouds dance over waving meadows. Every element is designed to immerse the player in atmosphere first and mechanics second. The goal is not to complete a checklist of activities, but to engage with a living, breathing landscape in a way that feels natural and organic. Ghost of Yotei's pacing, framing, and soundscape work in harmony to support its cinematic detail. An appreciation of Japanese setting and its cinematic lineage isn't unique to Ghost of Yotei. Silent Hill F, another highly anticipated release, also roots its atmosphere in Japanese heritage. However, their approaches differ. While Silent Hill F distorts alluring imagery through folkloric lenses, Ghost of Yotei celebrates beauty and tradition. There's an elegance to its storytelling that contrasts Silent Hill F starkly, despite both titles drawing from the same Japanese setting. It is Ghost of Yotei's capacity to mesmerize that sets the stage for its open world exploration. Ghost of Yotei's setting is a historical depiction of Hokkaido, inspired by the land surrounding Mount Yōtei in Izo. This open world is less a collection of objectives and more a canvas for discovery. The game is deliberately stately, with players encouraged to wander, pause, and absorb their surroundings and just take it all in. As recommended by Sucker Punch, scanning the horizon with a spyglass is the best way to draw the landscape. Distant buildings, smokestacks, even open plains attract the eye like the brushstrokes of a painting. Exploration is inviting here, but the world isn't rushed at all. Once the campaign has been completed, it's easy to imagine players returning to these lands purely to meditate on its subtleties. However, there is unhurried structure to be found here. Rather than overwhelm players with a loaded display or a minimap packed with quest markers, Ghost of Yotei adopts a clue card system. These cards act as a narrative breadcrumb of sort, providing leads, a story fragment, or a new location, allowing players to self-curate their own course through this landscape. Whether it's a fire-scorched valley harboring tough samurai-like enemies, or snow-capped tundras which provide the perfect proving ground for illusory ninjas, the next stage of a player's journey is always in their hands. This design choice maintains cinematic rhythm. Just like a movie director frames their shots for a viewer's gaze, Ghost of Yotei's clue cards frame exploration. This self-curated approach ensures exploring in the shadow of Mount Yōtei never feels aimless. The clue cards carefully hint at meaning players become both the audience and participant. Every puzzle discovered, every bounty chased, every path ridden, each and every moment in Ghost of Yotei's open world is shaped by a personal curated narrative. And it's here in the equilibrium of guidance and freedom that the title's cinematic leanings take a corporeal form. Ghost of Yotei's combat is deliberately grounded, eschewing exploration's serenity for tactile intensity. Sucker Punch have highlighted a newfound focus on weapon choice over Ghost of Tsushima's stances, with numerous blades, bows, and projectiles in our hero Atsu's arsenal. Every sword strike, every block and deflect, every action has weight and consequence. Clashes carry the tension of a duel rather than the spectacle of a choreographed flourish. Furthermore, each skirmish is preceded by statuesque stillness, a sobering size-up where sword handles are gripped and wide eyes are locked. These moments mirror the elegance of Akira Kurosawa's swordplay in Seven Samurai, where each exchange of steel is visually composed, measured, and purposeful. Ghost of Yotei's combat continues Ghost of Tsushima's demand for lethal precision, yet the process is minimal. To allow us a crude comparison, warriors in any Kurosawa epic wouldn't execute flashy combos in button-mashing fashion, so neither does Atsu in Ghost of Yotei. Patience and timing are more crucial than ever here. Sucker Punch heightens the combat's intensity further by incorporating the tightly framed chaos of a Takashi Miike's 13 Assassins battle sequences, with viewers coming uncomfortably close to the brutal bloodshed. The result is a combat system that is both meditative and thrilling, yet consistently anchored in the game's cinematic logic. Fights are guided by weapon choice, but their careful pacing exudes a freedom to strike precisely. If combat cements Ghost of Yotei's cinematic reality, then the Special Director mode elevates the experience into unashamed artistry. Chief among them is Kurosawa mode, a black and white visual complete with film grain, audio filters, exaggerated wind, blooming highlights, and saturated darks, each moment captured in a thoughtfully framed perspective. In footage shared by Sucker Punch, this mode transforms Ghost of Yotei into a moving homage to mid-century Japanese cinema, evoking the striking beauty and unwavering discipline of Kurosawa's Throne of Blood, Seven Samurai, or Yojimbo. Miike mode recalls the aforesaid claustrophobia of Takashi Miike's 13 Assassins, where tightly framed action sequences provide a raw intensity, with blood splatter overblown to near comedic effect, akin to Miike's body horror movies Ichi the Killer and Audition. In contrast, Watanabe mode introduces a playful, if potentially polarizing twist. Inspired by celebrated anime director Shinichiro Watanabe's Samurai Champloo, lo-fi beats will accompany exploration, marrying Edo period imagery with contemporary rhythms. While some players will undoubtedly delight in Sucker Punch's bravery to remix traditional settings with modern sensibilities, there's a chance others will feel that chill-hop vibes undercut the gravitas of the game's original score. Regardless, the Special Director modes signal a studio determined for players to not only self-curate where they go and what they do in the world, but in how they experience it as well. Supporting this notion is a suite of language options, ranging from standard English without subtitles to fully voiced Japanese actors with English subtitles. Sound, after all, is as vital to establishing an authentic atmosphere as much as visuals, gameplay, and story.
生きてたか
狼の姫一人残らず息の根止めたと思った。
また会えたな
刀鍛冶の娘
覚えておけ。圧だ。
The game's original score leans into traditional Japanese instrumentation, with shamisen punctuated by pounding taiko drums, grounding the experience in historic authenticity. However, as Watanabe mode and the numerous language experiences demonstrate, players can choose between reverence, reinvention, or a medley of the two, with any option shaping how players experience the game. Ghost of Yotei fuses an orchestrated experience with open-world freedom like no other blockbuster title. Defined by its setting and cinematic lineage, Ghost of Yotei is said to be one of the strongest arguments, and perhaps the most mainstream example yet, that video games are indeed art. Ghost of Yotei launches exclusively on PS5 on October 2nd, and I can't wait to play it. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.